Good morning. This lecture video is going to go over the parts of the skin using the skin model. So here's the model of the skin. You can see up here is the epidermis. So this purple layer, that's the top layer or most superficial layer of skin. This up here is showing you the very top. Remember, the epidermis is made up of 4 to 5 different layers. This is the very top layer, so the stratum corneum. So this is the layer that you would actually be looking at. So it's just kind of giving you a zoned in picture of, or zoned in view of this top layer of the epidermis. But the epidermis is going to be all this here in purple. Then down in here is the thick layer called the dermis. This is going to be where all your glands sit, your blood vessels, your hair follicles, all of those different things. And then down here in the yellow, which represents adipose, this is the hypodermis or subcutaneous layer, which is going to contain all of that adipose tissue. In your hair, you have 2 different types of glands. You have sweat glands. These are located right here. These are the white structures. So you can see that they're going to secrete their sweat or their fluid out through the pores. There are also sebaceous glands, which are located right here. You can tell sebaceous glands because they're always associated with a hair follicle. Around the sebaceous gland, which is in blue, is this erector pillae muscle. This erector pillae muscle is going to be what's responsible for making your hairs stand up on your arm. When they secrete, when they contract, not only do they make the hairs stand up, but they also are going to squeeze that oil, the sebum that's produced in the sebaceous gland, out the hair follicle. So this is a sebaceous gland. This right here is the erector pillae muscle. And then this is a sweat gland. Sebaceous glands secrete sebum, which is an oily substance that helps waterproof. Sweat glands secrete sweat, as we think of it, which helps with temperature regulation. So looking at the hair will end up coming out the epidermis. The part of the hair that you can actually see is called the shaft. So all of these would be the shaft of the hair. The hair that's underneath the surface is called the hair root. The opening that the hair root actually sits in within that epidermis and dermis is called the hair follicle. So the hair follicle is going to hold the hair root, and as that root ends up going outside to the environment, it would become the shaft. So this is the shaft, this is the root, and the hair follicle is this whole structure here, kind of in purple, that's holding that hair root in it. At the very bottom is the hair bulb. This is going to be where active hair growth occurs because the cells are going through cell division rapidly, producing new cells, and thus pushing the root and the shaft out, making it look like your hair is getting longer. Blood vessels, veins, and arteries found all over the dermis to supply nourishment to the cells. And that's that. Those are the different parts of the hair molecule that you need to identify.